So hey guys, thank you for watching my channel Learn to Know CBSE. Welcome to another Saturday video. Sharp at 12 p.m. you are watching this video, I guess. Turn the notification bell, of course. Now, as assured, I'll be starting with section B of your biology question paper, which includes 2 mark questions. Question number 6 it starts with and ends with question number 12. There are two internal choices that comes with this 2 mark question. This includes HOTS, normal general aptitude testing question and knowledge testing questions. So let me start with. First question is, how are catalytic converters beneficial in cars? Why are we advised not to use unleaded petrol in our car? So this question might come as, what are the harmful effects or disadvantages of using unleaded petrol, uh, and what are the advantages of using government have declared to use catalytic converters in car. Why these questions? There might be a variation in question. No, just like genetic recombination, there might be a variation in this question type, question statement, but the answer will remain the same. So as we all know, catalytic converters, what are they made up of? Catalytic converters are made up of inert elements like platinum and palladium. What are their function? They convert the harmful unburnt components of the automobile to fully combusted gases. Thus, they cause less pollution. So, some particles remains unburnt. These are highly poisonous. These unburnt particles are converted to completely burnt particles. Just like nitrogen monoxide is completely burnt or combusted to nitrogen dioxide, it is less poisonous. Similarly, carbon monoxide, which is slow poisoning gas, is converted to carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is much less pollutant than carbon monoxide. Okay, and the second part, the unleaded petrol in our car. The unleaded petrol destroys the catalytic converter. Unleaded petrol destroys the inert material like platinum and palladium used in catalytic converter. Thus, the use of unleaded petrol will enhance the formation of particulate dust matters or unburnt, uncombusted particles in the automobile engine. Question number 2, how are HNRNA is processed to form complete mRNA? Explain the steps. So heterogeneous RNA is formed when in the transcription of eukaryotes. In the transcription of eukaryotes, hnRNA is converted to mRNA. So here you have to explain the process, the special steps that takes place. There are mainly 3 special steps. Number 1, capping. Number 2, tailing. Number 3, splicing. So what is capping? Capping takes place at the 5' end where methyl guanosine triphosphate is added. At the 5' end, methyl guanosine triphosphate is added. This is known as capping. Number 2 is tailing. What is tailing? At the 3' end, adenylene residue is added. So what is tailing? At the 3' end, adenylene residue is added. And what is splicing? The hnRNA has 2 parts, extrons and introns, the expressible parts and non-expressible parts. So introns are cut off, and the extrons are joined together to form the complete mRNA. What is meant by that? The introns are cut off. Suppose this is a sequence of mRNA. This is in hnRNA. This is intron, extron, extron, intron, intron, extron. Suppose in this portion, in this pattern, the DNA sequence is present, RNA sequence is present. So the introns are cut off and extrons are joined together. So total is expressible. No non-expressible part is present. Next is, while cloning vectors, which of the two will be preferred? Bacteriophage or plasmids? Justify your answer with reason. So, while cloning vectors, which of the two will be preferred, bacteriophage or plasmid? You have to explain why you have chosen the answer. And part B is, name the first transgenic cow developed and state the improvement in its quality of milk. So let me move with part A. Bacteriophage will be preferred, of course, because number of copies of DNA genome in bacteriophage, number of copies of total DNA genome that it can replicate in bacteriophage is much more than the number of copies of genome in the plasmid, of DNA in plasmid. Okay, so bacteriophage will be preferred. More copies and more replicas will can be achieved and attained. Number B, the first transgenic cow was Rosie. R-O-S-I-E. Rosie was the name of the first transgenic cow. The improvement in the milk is alpha-lactalbumin. So what is alpha-lactalbumin? Alpha-lactalbumin is a special component of the milk, which in the lactose quantity is increased, lactose and albumin content. So alpha-lactalbumin is present nearly about 2.4 gram per liter in the milk of Rosie. Then next question, question number 9. Give reason. Number 1. Pollen banks are formed to conserve pollen grains. Number 2. Pollen tablets are consumed nowadays. Why are pollen banks formed? Pollen banks here nowadays we are interested in formation of hybrids. So the pollen from a specific plant is taken to the gynoecium for fertilization. So if a pollen bank is present, it is easier to store the pollen grain at specific temperature so that hybrids can be formed and more facilitated and more sure shot fertilization takes place. Number 2, pollen tablets are consumed nowadays. Why? Because it is a very good source of protein and energy. There is a or internal choice is present here. How is seed dormancy exploited by farmers? How is apomixis different from parthenocarpy? How is seed dormancy exploited by farmer? So, in case of unfavorable season, in case of when the nutrient or when the condition for seed germination is not appropriate, seed undergoes its dormancy period. This can be exploited a lot by farmers. Why? Because they can preserved by the farmers for a long time and can be cultivated in its off season and can be cultivated in any time of the year. Okay. And number 2, so the main answer is when seeds are dormant, farmers can preserve them for a long time and they can be cultivated at other time of the year. Number B, what is apomixis? Apomixis is formation of seed without fertilization, formation of seeds without fertilization. The seeds are not fertilized. In parthenocarpy, the fruits are not fertilized, formation of fruits without fertilization. A parthenocarpic fruit is banana, while a apomixic fruit is where seeds are not fertilized is orange. Next question. This is a statement we have to explain. Though T lymphocytes are helpers of B lymphocytes, they differ from each other. So, though T lymphocytes are helpers of B lymphocytes, you have been given that T lymphocytes are helpers of B lymphocyte. They differ in parameters, in characters. You have to justify the statement. So, this question might come in another form, that in a tabular form, represent the differences between T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte. But here one of the point is already given, that B lymphocyte, the T lymphocyte is a helper of B lymphocyte, so this cannot be included in your answer. So the points that might be included are B lymphocytes are formed in bone marrow while T lymphocytes are formed in thymus. B lymphocytes are formed in bone marrow while T lymphocytes are formed in thymus. Next, B lymphocytes gives, or B lymphocytes, what to say, B lymphocytes gives humoral immunity, incorporates humoral immunity, while T lymphocyte gives cell mediated immunity. This is a very good point. Next, the function. The B lymphocytes are mainly involved in formation of antibodies, while T lymphocytes identify the antigen and helps B lymphocytes to kill them. B lymphocytes form an antibody, while T lymphocytes identify antigens. And surface antibody is present in B lymphocyte while it is absent in a T lymphocyte. Okay. And for section B, the last two questions are: how are Neanderthal men different from Dryopithecus and Ramopithecus? So both Dryopithecus and Ramopithecus were present 15 million years ago. Ramopithecus were more of man-like and Dryopithecus were more of ape-like. Okay, so the first difference is Dryopithecus and Ramopithecus were found 15 million years ago, while Neanderthal men were present 10,000 years ago. Number two, the brain capacity of Dryopithecus and Ramopithecus were 450 cc, while that of Neanderthal men were 1400 cc, 1400 cc. And some special feature we might give: Dryopithecus and Ramopithecus were hairy, the bodies were hairy, while Neanderthal men, they used to protect themselves using hides and buried their dead. Okay. Last question for today's video. Explain the dual role of AUG codon. So adenine, uracil, guanine, codon. Why are codon termed as unambiguous and universal? Explain if there is an exception to the universality of codon. So first question, dual role of AUG codon. Codon is a start codon. Wherever AUG codon will be seen while transcription, transcription will start only from there. The previous portion will never be transcribed. And second, the AUG codon codes for methionine. methionine, methionine. Sorry, methionine I said, methionine. And the unambiguous codon means one codon will code only for one protein. AUG codon will never code other protein except methionine. And universality means the codon will transcribe all of the specific codon will transcribe for all except that of the HIV virus and mitochondria and plasmids. Okay, so section B ends here. This much of this sample paper 1, which I am discussing. Next day I'll update you for section C, which have 3 mark question. You have 9 3-mark question here and 3 3-mark question section E. So 9 3-mark question will be discussed the next day. Stay tuned for update and subscribe my channel, of course, if you like the video. Thank you.